Alright, let us begin. Alright, everyone. Welcome to Granblue Radio. Henry reminded me that I numbered things wrong because of the episode that didn't go up. Well, he's working on getting that one up, the one that recorded in Japan. But I'm back from New Zealand. I'm here. Stuff happened. Um,
Yeah,
so
you know, invite soon.
All right, let's go for this. Let's start with one of the things that happened early in my trip. So, we have ourselves
My favorite Unite invite character.
an older character here. She's actually Wow, I actually got her before I got Neon. She is my oldest harp character. So here's Ariette. This is her. We talked about this. This is her third rebalance, right?
It is exactly a third because the
Yeah,
first one is 2017, the second one is 2018, and now 6 years later.
yeah. So we have Ariette, uh, and they All right. You're gonna have to remind me of a lot of these things because I wrote them and then went back to my New Zealand trip. So, what changed at the base level for
All
Ariette?
right, Philosophy, skill icon animation changed. Secret
Right.
Garden completely reworked.
Right.
Used to be 30% normal attack and 30% charge bar gain up for 3 turns. Now it is a stackable attack and defense that stays until it gets dispelled, and the 30% charge bar gain up.
Okay. So it is dispellable, which is unfortunate.
And
Uh
it's fine.
yeah.
There's so many things that just ignores it nowadays.
Yeah, it's true, especially since like if you one of the rewards that is actually significant for transcending Neon is everybody in the party has permanent undispellable buffs.
Yeah, and you'll want to use that character with this one. You'll find out in a bit.
All right.
Next one. See here, Euphoria.
It got
Now has tuning.
Yeah. All right.
Accuracy of defense and attack down is increased from 80 to 10% to 100%.
Oh, that's right. She had the
Also,
old
it's now a
misnumbers.
debuff.
Oh yeah, now it's a blue button. Okay. Yeah.
Harpers of the God changed from 5% ally debuff success to wind allies boost to wind allies wind attack based on tuning.
And that is a backline passive. Interesting. Uh,
Every tuning ones are pack like passives nowadays.
how many people have the tuning level passive?
The orchestra characters.
Yeah, that's right. And they're both in light as of right now, right?
Correct.
Okay. But
And
still,
then Heavenly Fantasia, bonus wind damage effect to harp specialty wind allies based on their number of buffs.
what does it go up to? Let's see.
Let's see. It goes up to 20%, 2% each buff.
Let's see here. I don't see the section on the wiki that says what it stacks with, but I'm guessing it is character passive side A or something like that.
It's probably true.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, um, all of those changes add up to making her work more closely in line with the the Wind Harp team. Just they've started doing everybody starts to work together as a band, and so um, we we start from there. Then we get to the part where she's actually getting a 5-star on cap. So um, the first thing that changes is her CA. Her CA used to be so sad because it inflicts sleep, and then the next thing that you do just instantly makes it fall off. So what's even the point? Anyway,
Yeah,
uh,
you still have to sleep, but also D-spells, and also Secret Garden goes off cooldown.
yeah. So now it does things. uh, yeah, the boosts to charge bar gain, all of this stuff, it just comes back, which is nice. Uh, it
And it gets more as we go along.
Yeah, and So once we hit to level 95, or skipping to level 95, it adds stackable double attack up and stackable triple attack up. And so,
DA up to 50%, TA up to 20%. That's to all allies.
mhm, it doesn't require them to be harp, unlike everlasting bonds. So, if you have her, you may not actually need to hit everlasting bonds on your MC. You can free up a button. And MC buttons, as we'll get to later on, are incredibly valuable. Anyway, so that's the level 80 and then the level 95. Level 90 adds
Triple
if
strike to harp spell, harp ally.
yeah, philanthropy, if it targets a harp ally, they get triple strike instead of double strike. Pretty nice. Um, they didn't change it to be full auto friendly, which I'm 100% okay with. They didn't say like the next person in line gets this or anything like that. They said target somebody if they are harp triple strike. That's that's more than enough reward in a lot of ways. Um, the cooldown is still pretty long, but
Well,
triple strike.
it's 9 turns, but
Yeah,
yeah, it's triple strike to somebody.
yeah. I mean, that's an entire ass ultimate for Oral Ajaya, so it's worthwhile. If you actually get to do this like 2 or 3 times in a fight, you're doing good. You're doing great. Um, they didn't actually change any of her support skills in the uncap, and instead they gave her
Well, it's called they rebalanced it, so
Yeah, they didn't need to change those. They were already just thrown out the window and replaced entirely anew. And then here's Armonia Mysteriosa. So Armonia Mysteriosa it starts on 10 turn lockout, but
it's quote unquote 10 turn.
when a harp specialty wind ally multi attacks, then it
So
gets
DA minimum.
mhm, then it gets a 1 turn cut. So on turn 3, with 4 harp allies who all multi attack, this becomes ready.
Yeah, as long as you at least D8 with everybody,
Right, and
which is
give
not that hard.
it's not that hard. You hit Everlasting Bonds, for example. You hit Secret Garden. You hit whatever the neon button is called. Qualia, that one. But anyway, um, and then when this happens, once you've fulfilled this condition, then all of her other skill cooldowns come back, including Philanthropy. The button we said, um, is amazing if you get to hit it again.
Yeah, and we're you can multi strike.
hmm and then the rest of it is also whenever a harp spec wind ally normal attacks, she deals 2 hits of damage to them. And reactively, when a foe special attacks, she heals and removes a debuff.
You get beat a lumberjack.
She's the lumberjack, and yeah, it's this entire package, assuming that you are a-okay with playing manual for at least 3 buttons, which
Like
is
you don't even need to.
yeah,
You could just ignore it half the time if you
you
want.
can, but hitting philanthropy twice is quite a reward. So it's I mean I really like what's going on here.
Yeah, they made a very solid character. No sword though.
Nope, they did not give her her Rage of Bahamut sword. She is sticking with the harp. Um, and then they did remember that she's working for the Blue Knight and she's technically an enforcer spy and an agent. Uh,
Oh
they had
yeah.
they had to update things now that the Earthstate Empire no longer exists in story and hasn't existed for something like 6 years of this game's life. So
Yeah, since end of arc 1.
yeah, um, but
So
it
that's actually might be even 7 years.
yeah, um, but like they're using that to build into more stuff for the enforcers, which brings us to Mont Sion, which they tried to warn us would be Act 1. This is not a complete event, so
I'll see you next year.
yeah. I wonder how quickly they'll try and follow up on this, given that this was an explicit Act 1. The Japanese trailer for it says that it's like a warning shot slash declaration of war, and yeah.
So where are the Eternals?
All right, let's keep going.
Yeah,
This
every
is
time this comes up,
this
every
is for
time
the
this comes up,
enforcers. This is for the enforcers. This is their storyline, and we'll figure things out from there. All right. The next thing that happened, we got new class champion weapons. And the way that they implemented these is actually, I like it, the way that they implemented them. That's class specific equipment. I keep getting hit by that.
I don't like the fact that it's not guaranteed at least one of 3 drops.
What do you mean? Which part? The emblems or the.
The distinctions.
Yeah. All right. So each of these, so the new fight. Let's go to the new fight actually. It's
Also,
under
martial
rigs.
mastery.
Yeah, the Paragon. Um, so this guy, the martial mastery trial, is vulnerable to both light and dark. That's been fine. People can bring whatever they want to now, so I like that part. Um, and
You just
the
can't. He will still kill you. Kill your characters that don't match your MC if I'm correctly.
yes, so I brought in a dark team with light Tico, and light Tico still just fell over and died on entry. And I'm like, I salute you, Tico. So even though he's still technically weak to light, he's just like, you're not the right element. Get out of here. Give way to your evoker. But this is the thing. So there are 3 new distinctions. One for Viking, one for Paladin, and one for Street King. Um, and this one also drops the shards for the class champion weapons, and then a new item, the manual of martial mastery, which is it's anima. You know, one of these turns in 10 of these turns into one of these. These are what you use to actually build the thing. So once this thing settles down, then it'll be a pretty mellow uh, fight to this. That said,
But new raid, so everyone's in there.
yeah. That said, let's see what we actually get for doing this. Um, so class champion weapons, forge class champion weapons. This is still a little too deep. All right, let's start with Viking. So what they did with all of these class champion weapons is, since tier 5 lost a lot of its uh, use when they gave tier 4 ultimate mastery, these things are essentially replacing ultimate mastery. Like they're all modifying a an EMP skill for the class. So only 2 of these 3 will be active, and you choose which 2 at character select. And then at the end of this whole grind, there's also a 4th skill. We'll get into that later. But for Viking, for example, if you have Legends Apex, then it boosts Vinland specs. So Vinland gets 2 turns longer, and it gives
So
you
10-4 instead.
yeah, and it gives you CA reactivate the first turn you do it, and whenever it ends, it gives you CA reactivate on the last turn of it. And given that Viking lets you extend buffs, that's one of those things where it's either turn 4 or turn 5 or however, whenever you end it. That's a lot of meter.
Well,
That's
considering that the thing that extends it does something else, you kind of don't want to extend it.
yeah. All right. So the next one, Legends Nature, you get Jomsborg to give you 3-hit flurry when you use it, which is the yeah. You're right. Those two.
It's useless to extend Vinland
Yeah.
if you're trying to flurry.
Yeah. True. 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 And then the last one is if you have Banahog set as a skill and your entire team deals 40 hits or more of damage, um, and since you're a Viking, you're doing 2-hit flurry, you're etc. etc. So that contributes to it. Then you get to cast Banahog at the end of the turn. And as a reminder, Banahog is the one that does element defense down.
If you have an
If
axe,
you have
which
an
you
axe,
will,
yeah,
because you're holding this thing.
yeah. If you have a sword, it hits twice.
Yeah, you can have that in your ox slot at least.
Yeah. Um, and this,
Neil likes this.
yeah. But also, this is a perfectly good replacement for Beast Fang. Like, and then because they know the weakness of class champion weapons is the whole part where you don't get stats out of this, there's awakening for these things now. So you can just get attack up. Yay.
Yeah,
Um,
let's see here. According to this, manuals will give you 10 EXP. Tomes will give you 100 because that's 10 manuals.
mhm.
And class distinctions will actually give you 30.
Yeah, so if
To
you
max
have
out, it's 1500.
yeah, and so the total number of class distinctions that you'll need to build this is 15. And so anything after that becomes awakening food. And also, you only need to make one of these things ever, which is a very kind thing. Thank you. Because once you've made one, you can press a button and the element will change. So I'm happy with that part.
Yeah, you don't have to bake six versions of this stupid thing.
Yeah. And then the fourth skill that you get, which is your reward for going to the fifth star to Awakening 15, is that when you hit skill 1, the only skill that didn't get modified by any of these, then your MC actually now gets double strike. So that's how you can actually get Jomsborg and Vinland to work on the same turn, is that you double CA and then you attack with
Yeah,
the
it's
3-hit flurry.
like, and 30% bonus damage. Unfortunately, I think that's one time.
I believe so.
Yeah, so your second strike of your double strike won't get that one, but whatever. You're doing so much damage.
Yeah. So, I mean, this is cool. It's a lot of work to get there, but I mean, you see the vision, right? Like this is
This fight's not even that hard.
it isn't.
Like you could just bring your Agassiz team, and it's like you could do the same thing if you want to play along.
Yeah, people are bringing their Cosmos teams also, and they're just playing. So
It has
all right,
HP gates. That's the only annoying part because sometimes you just don't do anything.
yeah, you do. It shows as you doing damage, but the health doesn't go down because the damage needs to be there for
Drains for
yeah, for all of the things like for omens and stuff. Also, like you still need to be able to do 1.5 million uh plane damage.
Yeah, one of my favorite ones I've seen for this comp actually
Hmm.
is the two orchestra characters and my hero.
Oh, you throw chickens at it? Nice.
Because you just throw chickens, they will always autocast every turn. You actually, the only person who ever attacks is actually MC.
Oh, that's great. Um, I've been trying the new satyr in here just because you turn your skill damage into the 1.5 plane. Um, it's doing fine. You can also, unlike Cosmos, just ignore one or two of the omens and he won't kill you. If you ignore him for too long, sure you'll die, but just one of them won't like murder you, which is nice. Uh,
Yeah,
so
I just
moving on.
wish
Yep.
he had more health actually.
Yeah. All right. Next up, we have the Royal Deliverance for Paladin. Um, the CA does a dispel, and then at the fifth star, you heal your MC and you shield your allies. Um,
Yeah, 3,000 shield. Your heal is actually 5,000 to yourself,
yeah.
and you
So
remove a buff.
so it's a
Oh,
competent.
that was a 5 star. Yeah, but yeah.
Yeah, this is a competent replacement for Excalibur because of that. Next up, skill one. When you hit Noblesse Protégé, which is the all sub, um, then you also get uh, unchallenged one turn, so you don't have to combo it with Sacred Protection anymore in order to actually just press that button and become immune to everything.
Yep, that's really nice. Now,
Uh,
granted, Sacred Protection's still pretty good as you scroll down later.
yes, but they're not married to each other anymore if you have this thing equipped. Because a lot of the time, it's like, all sub, I can only take max 10k per hit. And then, a lot of the late game bosses go, okay, and they just hit you 80 times, and you're like, oh yeah, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
And then, so, that's why you had to marry it to Sacred Protection. Like, I did that in early Siegfried, I still do that in, like, Mugen. We'll see what happens, actually, if I put this thing on for Mugen now instead of the Europa Spear. Alright, the second one, Boosted Resistance. It becomes 10 out of 10.
Unless the boss really hates you, aka it's Lucy.
Yeah,
As long as it doesn't have God Sight, you're fine.
yeah. You just have full team, full debuff resistance unless, you do the
And the spell
omen fail.
cancel.
Yeah, so that button got, like, mega buffed. The Sacred Protection one you mentioned is when you press that button, which, once again, is no longer married to Noblesse Protege, um, you get 50% meter to everybody,
On a
which
6-turn cooldown, not that bad.
And, there's this new shield that you can get as a paladin if you're really, really lucky and doing a lot of super ultimate Bahamut. Um, that gives you, you know, CA supplement. And so you can CA really well as a paladin. Nice. The last thing.
No, no,
Oh, go
no,
ahead.
not the lucky because man, a lot of these pub ones are really funny because none of them execute,
Which is
so they
funny
all fail.
Which is funny because when I join as execute, there's usually like I just see two people sitting around as like Earth Lumberjack or Fire or sorry, Dark Lumberjack, and I'm like, they're also waiting to execute. Okay, I guess I'll just unload my gun and go away and hope that they're the ones who wake up. Anyway, um,
Yeah, it's really funny that raid is on pubs.
yeah, the fourth skill that you get for Elemental Phalanx is that if you take damage somehow through elemental phalanx, through the elemental switch, through the superior element damage cut, something like, once again, um, then you get damage absorption. So as long as you don't die, you heal it back for that turn.
Granted, a lot of things will just try to kill you, but
Yes.
uh, this is really good.
This thing is amazing. I've built this one first. I will 5-star it first, but until then, yeah, I like this one a lot. But then again, I've always liked Paladin. The last one, Street King. As a Street King, most people don't actually play their MC frontline. If your MC is frontline, you're probably a Bandit Tycoon. If you're a Street King, you're killing yourself to get in, a Hasilia or something like that.
Uh, so the thing about that is that also you can actually just steal some of the Banjo stuff for yourself.
Hmm.
But not only that, this character's just good. Like
Yeah.
just giving yourself bonus superior damage for a long time, and you just combo with other characters that treasure hunt or go off of assassins is just really nice.
Yeah. So, Diadem Moulinet. It is a dagger, so you'll want a gun in your offhand if you're actually, playing. Um, so anyway,
Can I say something?
go for it.
Have you seen the text on this thing?
Yes, it gets cut off because of the limitations of English as a language compared to Japanese.
Oh no, I'm talking about the flavor text.
Oh, I have not seen the flavor text on this thing.
All right, followers bow before the symbolic sword.
The
Anyways,
symbolic sword of the Renegade King. It's symbolic, which means it's not actually a sword, it's a dagger.
it's way too tall to be a dagger.
Of course. All right, so let's actually look at the entire thing. Um, so the base CA, you get 2 times treasure hunt, and then at 5-star, it does extra hits based on the current bounty level, up to 10 hits.
Yep, pretty good.
King's Apex. So when you have Cocktail Royale, um,
which is the 8-hit, random damage, guaranteed triple attack.
and then extra damage based on bounty level, uh, then you activate it after you normal attack,
Which
which
is super good.
which is crazy good.
You actually turn into that one Gizoku skill actually.
Yeah. You do a very capable Mana Diver impression.
This one thing doesn't even require you to have bounty levels.
No, it
Because
just
the ones from the previous class is you need like bounty level like 5 or something.
something like that. This one just is extra damage. Um, so that's Cocktail Royale. If you have King's Nature, then you get Parfait d'Amour. So Parfait d'Amour, as a reminder, is the team buff, uh, which what does the team buff do for Parfait d'Amour?
All right,
It's
the buff itself is boosted bounty success rate, 5% perpetuity per bounty level, 2% damage cap per bounty level. That's 20% DA per bounty level. It goes up to 200%, by the way. It's really funny
mhm.
because in case
Okay.
you have minus,
Yep.
and 5% TA per
Okay.
bounty level.
Um, so then not only does it do that, but it also does a surplus bounty level. So it rewards you for going above and beyond the first 9 or 10. Um,
When you get between 2 and 3, you get +1 turn for Parfait d'Amour.
mhm.
Uh, 4, 5 is 2 turns. 6, 7 is 3. 8, 9 is 4, and 10 surplus 10 is 5 turns.
Right. And then you also supplement skill damage with Parfait d'Amour. It does take a.
So
Whoop, go ahead.
wait, hold on. Does that mean that this thing goes to 13 turns? Hold on.
+5 turns.
Yes, because normal Parfait d'Amour normally gets +5 turns by itself normally. If you get to skip, if you get a bounty hit 10. So
Which.
it'd be 12 turn cooldown with 13 turn duration. Then
So,
if that's true at that.
so what you're saying is the Diadem Moulinet will spend some time as light and fire for me.
Reminder that Tuyen does not actually guarantee a surplus bounty,
Right. All right.
but you have a very good chance of hitting it.
So King's Prowess. King's Prowess is when you activate the send dudes. So as a reminder, when you fake your death, you go into the back and you give the person that you swap into a buff that sends goons when they attack. So now when you send those goons, it does a
Well, the send goons only happens every 3 turns.
right. So every 3 turns, when you send those goons, it also comes with an extra 8-hit nuke to random foes, and gives 2 turns of supplemental damage taken. So it'll be pretty much always up, right? Because it's
No,
every
there's
3 turns.
one
Oh, there's 1 turn of downtime. Okay, because it's
yeah.
that turn and then the 2 turns after.
Yeah, and not only that, you'll want to use this on on elements that doesn't have that debuff like readily available. Like fire has that readily available because cheat tree exists.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I can't think of anything else on top of my head. I can think of similar, but another one similar is fire, so it doesn't help.
Fair enough. So the next thing is that the fourth skill you get, King's Upheaval, when you hit. Well, actually, it doesn't actually require you to hit a button. It just gives you a huge boost to your bounty success rate. Um, and when you have surplus bounty 5 or more, then you have 3 hit flurry. So that's your quest.
What a hard quest. I think getting to 5 is actually pretty easy for Surface Bounty.
If you're fire.
Yeah. We're playing this in other elements.
I was thinking of playing it in light, but yeah, I understand. So yeah, those are the new class champion weapons, and as they said, they're going to be going down the line. Um, and so right now we have Viking, Paladin, and Street King, but we'll have. So this is the martial one, right? So we have sword, we have axe, we have dagger. So next up we'll probably have like staff and spear and katana or something like that for casters. And
Oh
then
man, I can't wait for people to complain that it's not Feeny staff. Anyways,
I mean, it's whatever element you want it to be. You can
correct, but then people are still just gonna complain about it not being PD staff.
um like Sumai Bito will probably come in another set after that when we've done, the next level of like Nighthound and Elysian or something like that. But they're gonna be doing these in chunks. They're gonna give a significant boost to class 5. These fights aren't like incredibly difficult. Like we said, the hardest challenge is beating 5 other people to the raid
Yeah,
because
and not only that, it's just if you can do Agostia, you can do this.
and if you can do Cosmos, you can do this. And Cosmos right now is the hardest one. Agostia is no longer the hardest one of the Revens to do.
Yeah, because Cosmos just says, "Oh, you mess with the mechanics, you're just dead now."
Right.
And it's super easy to mess with the mechanics because she says, "Oh, you didn't break my omen. We're gonna go all the way to the left or right.
Yeah.
By the way, you have to guess which one of the red or blue ones omens you're actually doing."
Yeah, you just have to constantly save up for them, which
And
is
it's,
annoying when,
when it goes twice in a row.
also when your actions also are moving them back and forth and you have to like actually do things to try and so you can't save every single button or just hold. She will beat the snot out of you. All right, anyway. Um so that is the new fight there. We have the next thing up, new characters because there was a
There was an event.
premium gala and we got 2 new characters. Um,
Two oldies, actually.
2 oldies. Um, so we've got Lecia in her civilian gear. I can't remember exactly when this outfit came out, but people have been hoping for this thing for like 4 or 5 years. It's like, when are we getting casual Lecia? We got Monica in her clothes. So here's Lecia, who
Uh, it came out for 6 years ago.
it was 6 years ago.
No, I'm talking
Oh,
about this character.
oh, okay. Um, I'm laughing because the rate ups are just like these 2 characters are trying to give you like the biggest signpost to how Lecia works. Because we go all the way down here. There's 2 things to say about her. The first things for her. Number one, her CA says all other link skills activate on her link skill usage. So she has that technology where after she CAs once, all 3 of her skills activate all at the same time. And
So it's just like what was it? Does it New Gen do that?
I want to say New Generations does that. Let me make sure. New Generations.
No, it just
It
ends their
does not.
cooldown.
It ends their cooldown. Who does that? I can't remember who it is
I know
anymore.
someone has that.
It was a
Someone has that
collab
profile.
character, wasn't it? I can't remember.
I mean, the obvious answer is actually Halmal,
Right, because they activate both. Oh, isn't it Nectar? After a while, he activates everything,
the
right?
water one.
The water nectar, right? Or no? No, he has to go into modes.
Anyways, I don't remember.
Actually, no, it is. It
Uh,
is. It is water nectar. Water nectar has the ability to eventually activate all of them at the same time.
Oh, when he's perched levels 2, I see.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right. So anyway, um, we go to
But
Bonds of White.
Halmal is like the easiest one on that one.
Yeah. So we go to Bonds of White Wings. Every 6 triple attacks done by any Wind ally, then there's a 1-turn cut to Wind ally's linked skill cooldowns. And Narmea, who is right up right now, has a very good linked skill that is on a cooldown that requires you to give her constant CA meter for a character who cannot build it on her own in order to actually have it with high uptime. Most of the time, people are just like, I'm okay with it being 3 out of 6. But she can cut that without having to have Narmea CA. By the way, she helps Narmea CA because she gives Narmea uplift. Um,
The issue is that you kind of want skill 3, which is not a link skill, from Narmaya at the same time as giving her butterfly effects and stuff like that.
right, but at least it's 3 out of 6, and you're closing the window, like the window where things are out of sync. So if you're doing it right, then they're still synced up because you have 3 turns of skill 1 each time you hit it on an Narmea. And then also Monica with her linked skills, then you're shortening those cooldowns. And then each time that happens, she gets ease level 1. So once 30 triple attacks have been done, then she does a 1000% nuke. She gives a dispel cancel to everyone, dodge all, and then she waits for another 30 triple attacks. That one, that second part is sort of a more distant dream compared to the actual like linked skill cooldown cut here.
Just give it a bonus effect. Why not?
Yeah. Um, but yeah, battle life balance. Every time she hits a skill, which is at bare minimum once every 3 turns, it's not gonna be every 3 turns, in effect. Then she gets triple attack guaranteed and bonus wind damage. So she will always provide one of those 6 when she hits her linked skill.
Yeah, it's a 30% chaser, pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Monica also has that where she triple attacks when she uses her skills.
Mm-hmm. So here's Winds of Valor. It gives attack and crit and damage amp for normal attacks.
Thank God it has a damage amp because the first one is normal attack.
Yeah. Um, Fleeting Gale, which is her nuke, and then debuff resist down, stacking wind defense down. And then this one is a shield, which is
2000 shield,
2000
refresh for 1000, and uplift.
So this one's pretty minor, but hey, you get it for free.
I feel like that one's more important because you
The
get
uplift.
you get uplift.
Yeah. But like
That way you can actually do full coverage.
yeah. When people were talking about her first, the first character a lot of people thought about with linked skills in Wind is Valentine Grimnir, and it's like, no, that one doesn't work. You have
Unless
to
you attack out turn.
Yeah, you have to
Somehow.
attack out of turn somehow and have that hit of multiple of 6 um, in order to have Valentine's Grimnir get a skill cooldown cut on a significant turn. Otherwise,
Which
it's
is
just
not
like
even worth it.
it's not even worth it. It gives Grimnir 1 extra stack. It's like great compared to what she can give Narmea and Monica, you know?
Yeah. Issues with this kit though is that she wants a lot of triple attacks. She only has one way of giving triple attacks, and she has one triple attack node, and that's it.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a lot of times she's not triple attacking unless your grid's just that build out.
Right. And then yeah, so just looking at Monica and her 4 linked skills, you know, this is definitely made to work specifically with Monica. the
Monica also has the same problem of where the triple attack outside of that one turn.
Right.
She
Narmea
doesn't
doesn't.
even have that triple attack
Yeah,
node.
yeah. Narmea doesn't have that problem. Wow. I just
She just
realized.
has meter problems.
Yeah, she has meter problems, which actually Lecia helps with a lot. So that's not the worst there. But the vision is clear there, and so combo character. Um, I think it's interesting, and that is more than enough in this day and age. The other character, Will, I know that for a long time, Will was one of the only characters in Dark who had a heal at all. Like it was
Who's
him,
healer?
Valentine's Cagliostro, not Valentine's, sorry, Halloween Cagliostro,
Halloween.
and it was just like I think Christmas Rosetta eventually got in there too, and it's just like that was a sad
That's a
state of
horrible
affairs.
time.
Yeah, I remember once actually making a healer Dark Melinda. It was
Oh
like
god, yeah.
in Fire Tank Melinda. Anyway, like so I have fond memories of Will here. Um and they've changed him up a bit. He is now a dodge a character and he wants to punish the wicked, and the wicked is whoever's fighting you right now.
I mean, yeah.
So the CA here, here's the quest. Will dodges all when he CAs. Also, his lover of monsters is he's more likely to be targeted. He has extra dodge. Um, and when he dodges, he activates his skill 1 retribution.
Which delays.
He raises his Codex of Sins level by 1, which goes to 3. When he gets those 3 dodges, then he gains pardoning. While he's pardoning, he ends his cooldown for all of his skills. His Codex of Sin goes down to 0, and then during pardoning, he gets an additional effect on Retribution. He triple attacks. He does 8 hits of dark damage after he does a normal attack, and he dispels. So he turns
There's a
himself.
clear buff that he wants to do.
Yeah, but you gotta dodge 3 times to get there. Um, and then the other thing is if the enemy's doing a special attack, he auto casts a heal, 10% boost to meter, and a stackable boost to his own healing stack like effects up to 60%. So 3 casts gets him to its max. 60% of 1500, that is 900, so it goes up to 2400. Eh.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, the 10% meter is the big feature. It does not remove or shorten debuffs, is something to note.
Well, we have a billion of those,
Yeah,
so you don't
right,
need it.
right. The other buttons also help take care of that. So here's Tenebrific Warden. It gives 100% debuff resistance up, but it is 3 out of 7, so you want to actually time it. There's also a Dispel Cancel that sits there until it's consumed, and a 2000 shield, which is also nice to have. But yeah, so when he dodges, he does a 4-hit nuke. He lowers their multi-attacks stackable. He delays, and if he's pardoned enough, if he's in pardoning, um, then let's see here, he gets Break Assassin or Onslaught Assassin. So yeah, he becomes an assassin when he's been attacked enough times and dodged it.
Yeah, his hostility is +10, so he is like 40% more likely to be targeted, I believe. Is that the number?
Approximately that, yeah. And then his passive dodge is 40%, which is good but not really reliable. You'll definitely want to CA with him as often as you can. Which he
Well,
doesn't. Oh, go ahead.
he has 2 dodge nodes and 1 hostility node and a heal node. So his individual passives actually work with him.
Yes. Um, and so yeah, that's the goal. Uh, it's pretty simple, and
He's
it
a
takes a
healer.
little bit of setup. He's a healer, but if you piss him off, he'll hit back.
Now, where's my Hazen SSR then?
I know, right? I'd love
The,
that.
the definition of I'm a healer, but
He's so mad. whenever
It's
he gets
really
mad.
funny when the Shadowverse card where he just loses health when he evolves.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, so that's that part. Um, we have some notes from Choreograph. It's very brief stuff because we know it's already coming. We have 10 slime coming. So we know that the 5-star for the month is the event character. We have 2 free characters. We only know what 2 of them are. They usually hold one until the last possible moment, and then they try to surprise us with it in part 2. Um, and the biggest part of this whole thing is that we're going to be able to copy raid codes. The I'm
Yeah, it took him like a billion years.
It took them a billion years. Like before, it wasn't needed because you would hit the tweet this raid thing, right? And you would just copy from that. Yeah, it's taken them a while. It's taken them a while, but we'll have it finally. That's the main thing that I got out of this choreograph.
Extending crew buffs is pretty nice.
Yeah, that when you do this and you can just hit extend crew buff. Like we only have 18 hours left. Under the new world order, we'll be able to hit extend from this screen.
Yeah, it's not like we're a shortage of rupees.
Mm-mm. Yeah, there's a moment in Ariet's 5-star uncapped fate where it's like 5,000 rupees for water, and then we look at the modern rupee total. It's like okay, and then it's like wait, this is an actual currency. They're trying to actually make sure that there's an in-game meaning to it, you know. So
Yes,
it's
it's
like
called how rupee conversions from Shadowverse.
yeah. All right. So anyway, um, that's about it. This time next week we'll be uniting and fighting.
I'm
Um,
excited for the fest merch.
yes, the fest merch is gonna be cool. Like
Yo, rechargeable hand warmer. I'm ready.
the rechargeable, the
I'm gonna be
cat
using
hat.
that immediately.
I'm I'm going to be using the cat hat to I'm probably giving it to Isaiah to wear with the LER onesie.
Oh, I thought you were gonna give it to Trip.
Oh, the cat hat. Yeah.
Yeah, three cats.
True. True. Let's go take a look at that again. Let's go look at this merchandise all the way at the bottom. Um, that hat's so good. Also, whose birthday will it be when we go to the Grand Cypher Kitchen, DJ? Do we just gotta say it's
Uh,
Char's birthday?
yeah, Char's birthday now, even though it was his like a couple days ago.
Yeah. Happy birthday, Char. Here's your soya cake. Uh, which of the album covers would you actually want as a non-troll cake
did you
topper?
did you have to ask?
The Uis. Well, there's the Uisis one and there's the Vera one, so I do have to ask.
I was going with 5 flowers.
Oh, see? Then there's 2 of those, so it's either Happy New Genesis or Never Ending Fantasy.
See, it'd be Nightmare Fantasy. If I come back in June like I'm planning to,
There you go.
then we go to the summer one.
Got it. Understood. Because mine would probably not actually be Welcome to the Parade. I think my birthday, um, like cake topper would be Lyria from the Lyria soundtrack. That one's one of my favorite, just like pieces of GBF art.
I would also like the Dragon Knights and just pose with the boys.
The one with them on the couch.
Yeah, I like that one the best actually.
That
So,
one's really good. I like it too. Where is that one? There. It is the Dragon Knights, right? Because there's a second one which is
Knights of Chivalry,
Knights of
number
Chivalry.
26.
There we are, and it's them in like their marching band outfits essentially.
Yeah, as Wales is like gone.
Yeah. All right. So anyway, uh, yeah, I don't think I would use the Luo cable clip, but I'm happy that it exists.
There'll be more to come.
Yeah. Usually every Thursday night our time / Friday morning. So, when I wake up tomorrow, I expect more updates on this front. But anyway,
I'm definitely using that hand warmer. It gets so cold.
I mean, yeah, yeah, that's fair.
It also adds to my Cafe Millennia goods.
True. The slowly growing Cafe Millennia things.
I have socks, I have an apron, I have a serving tray,
Do you have the dish mat too?
I have the dish mat. I was gonna bring the Evo, and then I found out I'm probably not going to Evo.
Got it. Um, which event is it going to be? Is it shiny that time or?
It's shiny.
That's right. Well, good luck. We'll see what happens. Um, and yeah, that's it for this week. We made it under an hour, barely. So, thanks for joining me, DJ. Next week we've got ourselves a new Unite and Fight. We'll noodle about that a little bit, but mostly we'll hang out and probably look at more Fest stuff and Fest merchandise and the Fest schedule. I don't know how we're going to. Um, well, they're making it so that it's easier for them to switch stages. I wonder what they'll do about the hall camping because
Because it's a very good question. Anyways,
because I do wonder if they'll just have like a screen in one hall that shows you the other hall too, and if people will not move, or if it'll just be like a mass migration from one stage to the next, you know?
well, considering if you look at the timetables on that one,
Is it like
there's not
immediate?
that much. There's
Yeah.
not much that much time in between.
Ooh,
It's like 30 minutes.
yeah. I
If
mean,
you're if an entire group migrates,
that's a lot of people shuffling from one hall to the hall next door.
yeah. Actually, do we have the map up for that?
We do not have the map yet. Not of the floor. Like, that's under coming soon. We only have the stage schedule so far. We don't have which member
We don't even
stations.
have we don't even have guests.
Yeah, we don't have the cast. We don't have the official cast. We don't have the menu. We don't have.
We
Yeah,
don't know who's gonna be in the new KMR replacement for news and stuff.
yeah. And maybe Fukuhara will come. Maybe he won't. Like he was at the Arc System Works studio the other day to show off Vicala and also to announce the rules for Cygames Cup. So yeah, we'll see what happens. Anyway, thanks for showing up, everybody. See you next time.
Later.